All right, Rajkot, Hyderabad, Guwahati, Visakhapatnam. Finally, it is Pune that has helped West Indies break their duck on this particular tour to register their first victory. It has come in a one-day match, and now the one-day series between India and West Indies is tied at 1-all. That after we've already had a tie. So here's how the Pune one-day panned out, and West Indies 283 is what they got. In fact, remember the first time they couldn't get 300, but it's still proved to be good enough because India 240 all out. Once again, it's that man Virat Kohli who got 100 for India, 107, but that's all that you have as far as the Indian batting is concerned. Malian Samuels, we were talking about his batting, but it's his bowling that's done all the work for West Indies, picking up 3 wickets, giving away just 12 runs. Okay, you're watching ESPN Cricket Info Match Day. If you're watching us on our Facebook page or our YouTube channel, do put in your questions and I'll try to put that to our expert Ajit Agarkar and Phil Simon, who joins us now. Phil, I'll start with you. Is this result a reflection of what happened in the previous ODI? We spoke about that, gaining confidence from that tie, and they needed to go one step further, and that has helped them register this win?
Yeah, I think that has a lot to do with it because to chase 320 against India in India was always going to be mammoth, but they got there and they tied the game, so that gave them the sort of confidence to play against India in India and to win this game, because I thought they really showed the confidence from that game during this game.
All right, they did show that confidence. At the end of the day, Ajit, I'm looking at the difference, I mean, we didn't even realize where the match was going because you kept celebrating Jasprit Bumrah's bowling performance, then that 100 that Virat got. In the end, West Indies have won, and that margin of 40 runs, it wasn't a close game there.
No, I think complete credit to how the West Indies have improved throughout this series. Got to a score which was, if you look at the stats of this ground, well above par.
Yeah.
And then got the 2 openers out fairly cheaply, one to a beauty. And that just created pressure. I think the leadership from Holder was really good today. Made the right bowling changes. Even when Raidu had a little bit of a start against spin, got the seamer in, got that wicket. And even though Virat Kohli, that was exactly the case. I mean, Rishabh Pant a little bit unfortunate, and then that long tail of India. So that's the kind of pressure the top 3 are under at the moment. I mean, if they don't get majority of the runs, suddenly you find India falling behind a little bit.
Okay, let's go back to
complete credit to the West Indies. I think they thoroughly deserve this. They've just improved over the last 3 games.
Okay, good performance there. It rarely happens that, Virat Kohli gets 100, especially while chasing, and India end up losing a match. In fact, he's got, 23 tons while chasing, and in 20 of those, India have won. Only 3 times they've lost, including this one in Pune. So just tells you that it's clearly a once-in-a-blue moon sort of a scenario that India have lost, while Virat Kohli has got 100 while chasing. Okay, we'll go back to the West Indies innings, and Phil, I'll come to you. We were looking at reasons why West Indies have managed to win this match. One, as you said, that tie must have given them confidence. The other bit, those crucial 40 runs by Nurse, because that could have been the difference, 230, 240 vis-a-vis 280 plus that they got on board.
Yeah, it showed there. They've won the game by 40 runs, and Ashley Nurse came in and did what he can do, and he got 40 out of 20 odd balls. So that turned out to be the crucial 40 that put that extra pressure on them to have to go hard, because as Ajit was saying, it's above par for the ground, and that means that you have to start well. And once we got Rohit early in the game, in the inning there, then there was pressure on Shikhar Dhawan and the captain to put on a big partnership. So it's his 40 added a lot to the inning and gave them that start to the second inning.
Okay, would you also consider, we're looking at turning points as well, would you consider that wicket of Virat Kohli as a major turning point, and Malian Samuels getting that?
I think for me, there was a lot of pressure on him then.
Yeah.
I think after Dhoni got out and the way Bhubaneswar was played and got out, I think there was a lot of pressure on him. And for me, even while he was going there, I know he's a fit man, but you can see him being drained. You can see him looking a little bit tired there. So the pressure was on him, and I think those 2 wickets there, Dhoni and Bhubaneswar, took it away from him a little bit.
Interesting he mentions there, other than giving credit to the bowler, do you think it was that those 2 other wickets would put pressure on him and he gave away his wicket?
Yeah, I mean, the tail's long. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar batting at number 7 is too high for me, for India. I mean, okay, they had to play 3 seamers, and he's better with the bat than the other 4 guys there. Suddenly the balance seems a little bit off for India with Hardik Pandya not there or a Kedar Jadhav not there. So the depth seems a little bit less. But there was too much to do after Bhuvaneshwar Kumar got out. There was too much for Virat to do, and Mahalan Samuels kept it straight. Not very often does he misjudge a ball, but that's created a little bit quicker and missed one which was straight. But there was far too much to do. I think the damage was done a lot before that. From then on, when Virat got out, it would have, which he is very capable of, would have needed a real miracle to win it by himself at that stage.
Okay. For those of you who are watching us, as I mentioned at the start of the show, on our Facebook page or the YouTube channel, keep those questions coming in. We're getting plenty of questions, Ajit, at the moment. One of them, and I see 3-4 of them, ask about Ravindra Jadeja. Do you think it was a mistake by India to have left him out?
No, I mean, it's...
In hindsight,
No, like I said, at the moment, the team suddenly feels imbalanced. There are 2 wicketkeepers playing. One of them has played only 2 games, 2 international games. You're missing Kedar Jadhav, who, sort of doubles up as your 6th bowler. So you need a 6th guy helping bowlers out in today's day and age. Yeah, there will be occasions where 5 will be enough and they'll get the job done. But we've seen now thrice that West Indies have scored twice 300 plus, and today 285 or 83, which was well above par for this ground. So you need a 6th guy, because 1 or 2 guys are going to have a tough day in one-day cricket. You need a few overs from somewhere else, which India don't have at the moment. And will you play Jadeja at 6? You'll have to leave one of the keepers out, either a Pant or a Dhoni. Or I don't think you can leave Raidu out after his performance. I don't think it was a wrong call. I think they had to play 3 seamers. The problem at the moment is India can't find any overs from their top 6, which could help them. Okay, so quick question, because Kedar Jadhav comes back for the next 2 ODIs, he comes directly in the playing 11 for you? He'll have to. I think the way he's gone, I think Virat Kohli does need help from a guy who can bowl a few overs. Unfortunately for India, none of their top 6 bowl at all, which is which kind of hampers him. I mean, Kedar Jadhav, although not like a frontline bowler, can get the job done, especially in these conditions. So he does come back for me. And if he does, don't ask me who. Yeah, I'm going to ask you that. You already mentioned no Raidu, so Raidu doesn't go out. Yeah, I mean, look, so now the 2 keepers. It's a tough one. I would have, Rishabh Pant looks to be in better form than MS Dhoni. Would you leave MS Dhoni, an experienced guy, out when you're 1-all in a series? I'm not quite sure. Thankfully, I don't have to make the call. I mean, I would have ideally said MS Dhoni considering the form, but you need some experience at this stage where the series stands, and you might have to take that call of leaving Rishabh Pant, who can be a match winner and seems to be in better form than MS at the moment. Out of that 11, like I said, thankfully I don't have to make the call. Okay, I'll put you in a spot, so I'll make it even Stevens. I'll even put the same question to Phil. Phil, if you were to bring Kedar Jadhav back, it seems like India would need him. He also works as a 6th bowler. Who would you keep out? I mean, there are those 3 players in the middle order. There's Raidu there, there's MS Dhoni, and then there is Rishabh Pant. Well, looking at it, and I am on the side of Ajit here, I won't leave out the experience. I would tend to go to Pant, although he's in a little better form than MS, but MS knows the territory. And the experience will come for a lot in the last 2 games. And I would bring him in instead of Pant. Okay. I mean, tells you how much India is missing Hardik Pandya as well at the moment. The seam bowling all-rounder. I mean, I don't know, maybe it was an opportunity to try someone like a Vijay Shankar who they'd included in the test squad a while back, seamer, but again, someone who gives you some overs seam up, then you can maybe play Ravindra Jadeja as your, as an extra spinner. Yeah, lots of combinations suddenly for Virat Kohli to work out. Lots of questions, and these are not actually questions, but a lot of opinion of various viewers who are watching us. Many of them are critical of MS Dhoni at this moment, but I'll ask you a question about Pant instead. I mean, we keep talking about inexperience, but somewhere he needs to take the style of his play, because at the end of the day, as you said, today you had Bhuvaneshwar Kumar at 7, so you needed to realize that. Yeah, but I don't think he played a bad shot either. So it was one of those things, flicked his glove down the leg, pretty poor ball, one of those things. Yeah, if it hoiked one in the air and gotten out, you could accuse him of that. And even so, someone who's in his second innings, you've got to have someone playing freely. He's the one who's going to win you a game at some stage. Suddenly, when he scored that 24 of 18 balls today, you could see Virat Kohli was comfortable at that stage, because there was somebody hitting a boundary from the other end as well, and that's the way he is going to play. There was another batsman after him in MS Dhoni, so it wasn't like he was the last guy there. So I can't really point fingers at Rishabh Pant. Like I said, normally I would have thought of retaining him. I'm not sure it's such an easy decision at the moment with the series at 1-1. If it was India leading 2-0, I think Rishabh Pant might have been the guy to retain.
Okay, Phil, we keep talking about that India top order and how India are reliant on them. Today, you thought is a perfect example. Get at least 2 of those 3 guys out early, and that's your winning formula. And that is exactly what the West Indies managed to do. Get those openers out quickly.
Yeah, and I think especially when Holder got Rohit out that early, it put a lot more pressure on the captain coming in so soon, and more so it put pressure on Shikhar Dhawan to play a longer inning. He again didn't continue. He got 30 odd and gave it away in my opinion. But he needs to play a longer knock, and the same could be said for Rayudu and Pant. They got to starts but didn't carry on. So there's a lot of pressure on the captain when you get the two openers very early.
Talking about the captain, I mean, he must be wondering what else does he need to do. The man's on fire. I think even that's an understatement. I think he's become the first Indian to get 3
He's got to get 150, isn't it?
yeah. He's got what, 3 consecutive hundreds? I mean, he's outstanding. We'll talk about him because we've been, speaking about Virat a lot. But then the other man, because we again mentioned him in that brief inning that we had at that time. See, there you have the record, 3 or more consecutive hundreds, and this is, you've got the likes of Kumar Sangakkara and Zahir Abbas, Saeed Anwar, Herschel Gibbs, AB de Villiers, so all of them stars there with the bat. I don't see an Indian there other than Virat Kohli. Now he's the first Indian to slot in there behind Johnny Best or Quinton de Kock. So, okay, those are again, we're talking about his consistency. Seems to be knocking off 100 after 100, but also goes out to tell you that most of his hundreds have come in the winning causes, probably at times where he's got support also. This time there wasn't any support, and that's where the pressure really played out.
Yeah, we'll have to look at the list properly, because there might be occasions where he's times. Even tonight, I mean, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar hangs around with him. He probably doesn't play that shot against Marlon Samuels. Just felt the pressure after that wicket, because with Kuldeep, Chahal, Khalil and Bumrah, he knew there weren't too many runs to come from there. So, it's getting to freakish territory actually, because just turns up on a match day and getting hundreds for fun. International cricket is not that easy. Even if you lob full tosses at someone, I don't think it's that easy to keep getting hundreds. It's just phenomenal. I won't be surprised if I don't want to sort of jinx it, but if he gets a couple more in the series, the way he's going.
If you were to play cricket in the gully and you keep giving me full tosses with boundary which is like 10 yards, I'd still struggle to get 100 every match. I mean, it's very, very tough with what Virat Kohli has been doing. Look at that average there. He averages 59 in ODI cricket. This is his career average, and we're not just talking about this year that he's had, which has been fantastic. Ryan Tendashkate, the only one to have averaged better than him, 33 matches, but you also got to consider the sample size there is really, really small, plus the kind of opposition that they may have played against may not have been as strong as the ones that Virat Kohli has come up against. So absolutely phenomenal. Phil, coming to you, I mean, the West Indies are trying to solve that puzzle. They've kind of figured out how to get the openers out, but there seems to be no way to get Virat Kohli. What does the bowling team need to do to get him out cheaply?
Well, this is the thing. I'm sure they're trying everything that they know and everything that they're capable of. Yeah. But he's in such a purple patch that the ball seems to hit the middle of the bat every time, except the one he missed today. But from the first ball he comes in and he plays down the ground, you can see the middle of the bat. So I think they're trying everything. They're using different plans, but he's just in such great form that it's unbelievable. It's that hard to get him out right now.
And then twice has had to do it under pressure with his 2 other guys who score big with him, Shikhar and Rohit. Yeah. The last tonight and the second one day, both getting out cheaply. He's had to do it under pressure and just does it for fun.
Okay, would it be fair to say that now, I'm just looking at the trend of this particular ODI series, the scale seems to be tilting towards West Indies? I mean, they started with a loss and a big win at that.
Yeah, and there's no doubt they've gotten better. Just the confidence is a lot better. I think the bowling performance today was better. Holder got wickets himself. which helps with the new ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think India's got a few problems in terms of sorting their 11 out. I think that sixth bowler or lack of sixth option, bowling option, is suddenly putting a lot more pressure on that top 5. And West Indies have done well in spite of Kuldeep picking wickets. Chahal had an off day today, so they've put pressure on India's main guys. Okay, Bumrah was exceptional, but the other guys have gone for runs, which then makes Kohli's job even difficult. They've got to find some overs from somewhere just to help, and Kedar Jadhav's been really effective for something that doesn't seem like bowling. He's very smart and uses these conditions really well, so might make a difference. But I think India, there's some problems in their bowling at the moment. Not problems, but they've got to sort that out. And their batting, I think the middle order's got to step up. You can't leave it up to the top 3 to get the runs all the time.
All right, it seldom happens that the Indian team loses and yet you get so many reactions from Indian fans, as I'm seeing with all the viewers that are watching, who are rather happy with the result, because I'm guessing you get to see a more competitive series. It's a 5-match series, so then the series goes down to the wire, and it also tells you how loved West Indies is, really is, if you look at how their performance has been. We're getting various questions as well on the Facebook page. I don't know if we can take all of them at the moment. We're completely out of time, but Ajit Agarkar, thanks so much for joining us. Phil, thanks so much for joining us. Look forward to having you then back during the 4th ODI.